Hey everyone, this is Christian Decker. What's going on, Christian?
Nothing much, so just relaxing, hanging
out.
and talking tech, I guess.
Yeah, so you work at Blockstream, right?
Yes.
We're hanging out at the Blockstream offsite, actually. Shout out to Rachel for making a great event for the last few days.
It was a lot of fun.
It was super fun, yeah.
But also terrible for your voice, so
I think.
you might hear it.
So we've been hanging out, maybe checking out the poker tables, who knows. But you've been at Blockstream for a long time now.
Yeah, I've had my 9-year anniversary
Jesus.
on Monday.
Okay, on Monday.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is a long time.
I tend to stick around when I find a good place. So.
Yeah.
And I like the people, so it's always nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think Blockstream is pretty lucky in that they have a lot of very talented engineers.
Oh yeah. It's quite humbling to work with all of these people.
I was going to say, of which one of them is definitely you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take the compliment. Yes, thank you.
You've been working on, so you've been at Blockstream for almost 9 years, and you've been working on Lightning projects the whole time you've been there.
The entirety of the time, yes.
You started off working on what was called Sea Lightning when you started.
It used to be called Sea Lightning.
Sea Lightning, and then it got changed to Core Lightning, and now you're working. And then a few years ago, we were trying to figure out dates of when you started. You kind of branched off from Core Lightning and started working on a new project called Greenlight that you've been working on for the last few years now, right?
Yeah, I don't even remember when I first thought about it, but it was essentially just a way to take Core Lightning and getting into the hands of users and learning what works, what doesn't work, and then sort of use that as a feedback pipeline for Core Lightning as well to essentially get that improvement going. And sometimes you sort of need to feel the pain to see that it's there and how to solve it, right?
So the biggest difference between Core Lightning is a node that you download, you install on your own hardware, you maintain backups, keys, network connectivity, liquidity, all on your own. And it's like a self-service, run your own Lightning node, be your own bank implementation.
Yep.
Greenlight is the idea that you're going to take the core of Core Lightning and you're going to put it into a server.
Yep.
But traditionally, you don't really want a Lightning node in a server because the keys are there, which means anyone who has access to the server has access to your private keys, which means they have access to your Bitcoin. Also creates problems for the company that's running the servers, right? Because they have custody, so to speak, of your funds, right?
I definitely did not want that. So.
So you were like, okay, how do we make it so that we can scale Lightning, right? And make it such that we as Blockstream don't have to hold people's keys.
Yeah.
But we can still maybe provide infrastructure for people that want to use Lightning nodes, but they don't have to worry about keeping the servers up, maintaining backups of their data, that sort of thing. So, I mean, the big thing that Greenlight changed, right, was like the ability to take the keys and pull them away from the Lightning node, right?
Exactly, yeah. So we essentially saw that people usually go two ways, right? They go either fully self-custodial, which is hard, even for experts. It's really, really freaking hard to operate a Lightning node. And that's usually what everybody wants new people to do, right? To read these 1,000-page manuals, and then you're allowed to eventually touch Bitcoin, because only then you're worthy to join the community of Bitcoin owners, right?
I see, yeah.
Or what new users usually do is, there's some service provider that I can use just as an API or a website.
A wallet of Satoshi, right?
Yeah, Wallet of Satoshi is a good example. It's simple, it's managed, it's something that is very approachable for new people, right? And you don't have that 1,000-page RTFM document there. So the idea was, could we come up with a system that essentially has sort of an intermediate setup, right? I think of the solution space as a spectrum, and we sort of had two extremes, and I wanted to see, hey, can we actually figure out a way to sort of take on some of the management and hardship of running a Lightning node, and then sort of but still not having control over funds, which, I mean, that's what you really want to retain as a user is sole control
Of your
of your
keys.
funds and your keys.
Yeah.
And so we took Core Lightning, and it has been built in a very modular way right from the get-go, with several subdaemons that you can swap out that are dedicated to individual functions, and you can customize them with plugins. And so we saw this, and we're like, okay, can we explode this somehow? Can we sort of take the signer and move it over to the user, but still keep sort of the hard to manage stuff like databases, backups, connectivity, and access to the Bitcoin network through bitcoind? Can we take all of those and sort of manage them for the user, but never having access to the funds? We might see where funds are going, so there is a bit of a privacy thing, but we never have control over funds.
So there's nothing we can do about where they're going. You can like kind of maybe
Exactly.
see where they're headed, but there's not, the funds are completely the users and only they can send or even like receive them, really, right?
Exactly. And so the idea was essentially to provide such a system that is simpler for people to onboard onto. And now that they had a positive experience, right, they might have done a couple of payments, they might have received something, they might have sent something, they might have bought a coffee with it. Now is the time to actually get them interested in upgrading their own experience, right?
Got
Now is
it.
the time to show them page 1 of the 1,000-page tome, slowly feed them the information they need to upgrade their own knowledge and upgrade their experience. And eventually, when they're ready to take on the operational burden, the burden, we will just essentially wrap up their node on our service, hand it over to them, and now we're totally out of the mix. They never had to change anything in their setups, because they can still connect through the URIs they use to talk to the hosted service, to talk to this unhosted service.
Oh, so you can easily kind of like export your stuff, but everything will still work.
Exactly, no reconfiguration
Cool.
of any apps. And then we figured that it's a really, really interesting setup to have a remote controlled node, right? Because all of a sudden, whereas many apps essentially bundle a node with the app itself.
That's right. You mean like it's like maybe Phoenix is a good example on your phone.
Exactly. So many apps that have some sort of Nostr integration or our wallets or something like that.
Right.
They will
They actually ship a node on the phone.
They ship a node in the app itself,
right?
So even if you have multiple apps on your phone, you will have multiple nodes on your phone.
Got it.
Each of those nodes needs to be managed, so
As
we're
channels.
multiplying the burden of actually managing this stuff. We're also reducing the utility of the funds you have, because you're partitioning it among different apps, right?
Right.
And for devs, that's a really, really hard problem to solve, because for users to actually try out your service, now it's a huge thing to set up a new node. You transfer coins into them, you open channels, and you open the app, and are like, oh, this sucks. Okay, let me undo everything again and move back over.
Right, like getting your money back out is expensive then sometimes,
exactly.
Depending.
But also for developers, it's really hard to sort of tempt user to even give it a shot, right?
Right.
So there's this huge moat around many of these apps where, yeah, you either got chosen or, well, you're not getting any users.
Right.
So with a remote node, we can actually pair all of these applications with a single node. So all of the
That's cool.
You have all of your funds in a single place.
Kind of like how Signal, the messaging app, you can like share between all your devices.
Yep.
Exactly. Like now you have a Lightning node, you can share between all your phones or your apps or something, and it's all the same balance in one place. That's cool, and that also makes your accounting a lot nicer. Not to like you know, if you have all your Bitcoin and all your like accounting across all these apps in one centralized place, that's pretty cool.
Yes, all of a sudden the node becomes your platform on which you build everything, right? Becomes sort of the heart of your financial life. And
that's cool.
And there's just so much stuff that we can still build out. But even just the ability of me taking my phone and scanning the QR code, and all of a
Right.
sudden it's already, well, a message pops up on another phone that says, "Hey, there's somebody wanting to have access to your node. Do
Right.
you want to grant it?" Yes, that's all you do.
That's cool. I mean, it's kind of like Gmail then.
Yes.
But it's Gmail, except with the whole difference is that you have your keys. Like, I mean, I guess
Exactly.
with Gmail you have the pass. Well, whatever. Okay, it's not a perfect
Encrypted
analogy.
Gmail would be
There you go.
would be the
Okay,
analogy, yeah.
maybe more like Proton Mail
But
then.
nobody does that, right?
Proton Mail, right?
Right, Proton.
Maybe. Cool. Okay, so that's what you're building, and that's what you've built. You've shipped it. People use it. It's out.
Yeah, that's still building.
Still building.
There's
Okay.
so many features we're still building.
This episode is brought to you by BTC++, the premier technical conference series for Bitcoin developers. BTC++ is not your typical Bitcoin conference. It's a world-class gathering of engineers, hackers, and builders focused on the cutting edge of Bitcoin development. From protocol research to Lightning, smart contracts, covenants, privacy tools, and beyond, BTC++ dives deep into the work that's shaping the future of Bitcoin. Join us for our next event in Riga, Latvia on August 7th and 8th, focused on Bitcoin privacy, and see all our upcoming events across the globe at btcplusplus.dev.
What's the top feature that you're most excited about, like finishing this year or whatever? Like what?
Finishing this year.
You know, like what are you like concentrated on right now as a project? Like for what's like new for Greenlight?
So I think we finished building the pairing functionality. We haven't showcased it yet.
Oh, okay.
So I'm hoping to sometime this year be able to be somewhere and just walk somebody through a simple pairing setup. And the way that I think about it is, we can become really creative about all of this, right? All of a sudden, the node being there, you could, for example, have a point of sale that is allowed to create invoices, but nothing else.
Right.
You have a back office that actually is ordering, restocking, and sending and receiving payments. And then you might have the accountant, which might even be a website, right?
Right. Right. That's powerful.
That is kept up to date
Super
in
powerful.
real time as a read-only sort of access. So you really see that that the Lightning node becomes the center of your financial life.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, that's so cool. I had a question about a thing that I forgot. Oh, I was like, maybe you could do that, show it off in Lightning Plus Plus in October.
Absolutely,
in Berlin.
yeah.
Come show us how Greenlight works.
Best conferences ever.
Thanks, Christian.
It truly is. I'm still thinking fondly of the Austin BTC++. That was such an amazing conference.
Oh, last year, the Skipton? Yeah,
Absolutely.
that was a really great event. Yeah.
And just the energy in the room, right? There's this creativity, there's this bouncing of ideas off of each other, and that recharged my own motivational battery so much.
That's good to hear. That makes me really happy. Yeah, that's cool to hear. Yeah, I think what I like about the conferences, is sort of sidebar, is it brings people like yourself. We go to spec conferences, and so we get to have cool opportunities to talk about what we're building with other people and like have spec meetings. What I like about the conferences is I feel like we get some of that same energy, but it's more open. So it's like open access, so people can come and participate, and it doesn't really matter whether you've been involved in things before or invited. It's like open invitation. So yeah, so that's great. So you're building this platform and stuff. Speaking about other developers though, I mean, have you seen people come in and start building these applications on top of Greenlight, or like what's the status kind of like if someone thinks this is really cool, like I want to build a bank on top of Lightning, are the APIs open? Like, is it in beta? I know Breeze has built an LDK, Lightning developer SDK. I'm sorry, SDK on top of it. Yeah, what's going on kind of on that landscape of devs?
So yeah, there's a lot going on. We actually now have 250,000 active nodes.
Holy shit!
Okay. So sometime last year we just
250,000.
One of Breeze's apps launching, and all of a sudden we ended up being so successful, right? And we're still a tiny team at the moment, so Breeze is very, very helpful and sort of filling all of the gaps that we might still have. They're operating the LSP functionality, swap functionality, so we're slowly seeing an ecosystem being built around it. But yes, we do have the client-side API that is public. We have a GitHub repository which essentially contains all of the components you need to rebuild Greenlight on your own.
Oh, you mean to like launch a Greenlight separate, like your own Greenlight
So
server?
you can essentially, since our plan is eventually to offboard people into their own
Got it.
node, we needed to make sure that sort of the functionality that they were used to when we were hosting it on Greenlight
Right.
was available also when once they offboarded. So there are many pieces that are actually public. That allow you to recreate that same experience, right?
Got it.
So that's a plugin providing the connectivity to over web protocols such as gRPC. There's a signer proxy, which is the replacement that actually takes every request, pipes it out to the plugin, and then back again. And so really tricky stuff.
It's really cool, yeah.
So we've had this joke these past couple of days that the blockstream can't do easy. It's but we enjoy the complexity, I guess.
Have to build hard things, yeah.
Yeah. It's a challenge that keeps you awake, right?
Yeah, so sorry, just to summarize. So you've kind of talked about when people are moving off, you've got all these tools for like moving off of Greenlight, but for devs that want to come in and just build on top of Greenlight, where would you send them? It could be the CLI stuff, or
So there is the GL client library, which is essentially
Greenlight
just
client
a
library.
client
Okay.
for the Greenlight
Great.
system, and that contains both the signer as well as the gRPC interface with our authentication logic.
Cool.
So what developers end up using are essentially just libraries for various languages. And we're trying to build out sort of the zoo of different languages that we support.
Cool.
And from a developer perspective, it is just a library you drop in and start calling stuff as if it were a local node.
Cool. Okay.
We will take care of ensuring that the node is actually running when you need it. So you just fire away your API calls, and we'll make sure of the rest.
Oh, so you can hit an API call and it'll like make sure the node is up, running, responding,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
respond to it and then send it back. Very cool.
So you get a bit of an address that sort of encodes your node ID, and you then talk to that one, and that even works once you've offboarded into your own infrastructure. If you want to, that's a service that we're offering, where we're essentially saying, hey, don't open your firewalls. You don't have to, right? It's your node that actually talks to us. We then sort of just short circuit
that's
it
cool.
whenever.
So as a developer, like on the client side, I can use your RPCs to talk to a node that may be in Greenlight, but may be on personal infrastructure, etc.
Exactly.
Whoa, that's really cool.
So no need to reconfigure your applications anymore. You're always reachable, whether
That's
self-hosted
fancy.
or
So
not.
fancy.
And it literally. So we wanted to replicate sort of the web developer experience as much as possible. So you are literally just calling an API, and we take care of the rest of starting, stopping the node, and doing whatever we need to do.
All taken care of, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Cool. Is there anything else people should know about you, or where to find you, where to find your work? How to contribute to Greenlight? You're looking for developers? I don't know.
Oh yeah, we always look for people to build on Greenlight, of course, right? As Rusty Ruffle often says, we're sort of the engineers that build the bases, but we're not the ones who build the very interesting applications on top. I'm not creative enough for that, I guess. So we are definitely looking for people to come up with creative ideas on how to use all of this stuff, and see how far can we push this, right? It's a very interesting, very new way of operating with Lightning, and we try to serve end users and developers at the same level by abstracting away difficulties and making stuff more accessible. So if you want to build on Greenlight, reach out to me, C. Decker on GitHub, or I'm not on Twitter anymore.
C. Decker, C. Decker, cool, on GitHub.
It's getting hard to get in contact with me. I'm sort of becoming a digital nomad. No, digital hermit.
Hermit, there you go. Okay, hiding in.
And Yes, we're also looking for talented people to join the Greenlight team. And,
Oh, okay. So you're hiring.
So we
Currently.
are hiring.
Okay.
And there are a variety of roles open for people to check in.
Cool.
Probably the easiest way is just to take a look at Greenlight, the client repository, see if you like the setup, and if there are any questions, reach out and
Cool.
we can talk.
Great. And we'll post links in the show notes so people can find all maybe where you are and how to find Greenlight and learn more about how to use it. Cool.
Perfect. And if you want to tag, absolutely anytime.
Great. Yeah. Cool. Thanks for your time, Christian.
Thank you.